Hello, and welcome to all artists who are here and ready to take the action needed to move your career to the next level. My name is Susan Mumford, aka @Susan J. Mumford, and as the founder of Be Smart About Art, I'm here to talk with you about making it as an artist in the 21st century. Now, this video is the third in a 10 weekly video series in the lead up to an online course that we're running called Making It as an Artist in the 21st Century. Whether you're just starting out or you're mid-career, this tip, much like the course, is for you. After you have finished watching this video, I encourage you to click the link on this very page to go through and see full course details, to watch the video that I've given about that course, and also to freely register your place. Now, last week we covered clarity of your creative practice. So now that you have an understanding of exactly how to go about communicating your creative practice, that is verbally when you're speaking with others, as well as how you might present that on your website, as well as social media pages, etc., and how that's also fed into your own studio practice, you're well positioned to think about, okay, building your artist community. And so that's the focus of today's video tip. It's really, what's the role of an artist community and what can you do to make the most of them? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to tell you about the results of 2 surveys we've conducted at Be Smart About Art that really emphasize this role of peer networks. And then I'm also going to give to you 2 takeaway actionables so that you can really benefit from artist communities yourself. Now, that first survey that we conducted was on how do artists get representation? And the result was really intriguing. We found that the #1 way that artists get representation is through other artists. And I'm a great case in point in the sense that I used to be a gallerist, and when I was a gallery, I time and time again would meet or be working with an artist, and that artist, they would introduce me to their artist peers. So what I found myself was that the artists who I represented, they tended to know other artists who were at comparable stages of career and whose works were very complementary, typically speaking, to their own. And I completely trusted that artist. So if you know artists who are working with your ideal galleries, those artists have the ear of the galleries. This also applies to art consultants, interior designers, and other professionals in that same kind of vein. So that's the first thing. You're really thinking about that role of artist community, say, working with professional colleagues, professional partners. Now, in the second survey, it was called Confidence for Creatives. We were looking at the role that confidence plays when it comes to building a viable and sustainable career as an artist. And we were fascinated by what came back. We actually discovered, really shouting very loudly, the role of artist communities. And what we discovered was that artists have both external knocks and internal doubts. And it's the community that helps to hold them up and to keep them going when they have those things happen. External knocks being things like rejection, maybe from a gallery or another potential professional partner, as well as, say, artist residencies, competitions, and the like. So those are external knocks. And then internal doubts would be things like that whole dialogue that's going on through your head, not being sure that you're even good enough in the first place, wondering if you should even be pursuing a career as an artist, and also the imposter syndrome. If you don't know of the imposter syndrome, I really do recommend having a look to see what it's all about. Most people end up suffering from that. That is, artists suffer from that. And so the role of that community when you're having those external knocks and those internal doubts is to keep you going, keep you up. And so we discovered that peer networks in that sense is really fundamental for artists keeping on going, because after all, it's about those who keep going who end up ultimately succeeding. So then what can you do as a result of these findings? Well, I have 2 takeaways for you. The first is to join professional networks, and not only that, take an active role in them. It's not going to really benefit you just simply to be a member, so you've got to think about how you can participate in that community. And that leads on to the second point, which is getting to know your professional peers. Build relationships. You really start to get introductions and you start to get opportunities when you have built really strong relationships. And remember too the role of not only getting, but actually you want to be giving to others. There's this sort of natural human compulsion when someone helps you, you really want to return that favor. How does that sound? It sounds good, doesn't it? Now, it can take time for these things to see kind of results as well. So I encourage you to participate in artist communities and to also build those relationships over the weeks, months, seasons, and years to come. Now, looking forward to next week's tips, we'll be looking at income streams, and not only that, but also the target clients based on the income streams that you have to offer to the world. Ready to go? Well, be sure to check out full details on the course, Making It as an Artist in the 21st Century, via the link on this very page. You can watch the video and freely register your place. I am indeed a big believer that anyone can do this. Anyone can make a sustainable career as an artist. What you've got to do is to build over time, taking the stepping stones bit by bit, and you eventually ultimately get there. And in this sense today, with this lovely community who is supporting you. Art is your life, make it your living.